Scream Queens is a show that we love to talk about each and every week here on the Almost Canceled Television Podcast. And full spoilers for this week's episode, Season 1, Episode 8, entitled Mommie, Dearest. Grace learns more about her past. Dean Munch becomes a target, and a figure from the past makes a shocking return. Connor, what did you think about this week's episode?
There was so much going on in this episode. In terms of actually advancing the plot mystery stuff, it seemed like a lot happened. More than the last few weeks anyway. Because there was the whole stuff with Gigi and that went on for quite a while in terms of no one knowing anything until suddenly they all know.
Yeah, everyone knows now. It's a complete flip.
Yeah, I mean, what else? The school's closed.
Finally. It only took killing the most popular candle vlogger on the internet to make it happen.
Yeah. That scene where they were all around the tree with the candles.
Oh, and they were playing Eternal Flame.
Yeah. Oh, that cracked me up so much.
Yeah. No, there was a lot going on here. Not included in that IMDb plot summary was what's her name? The security guard becoming the dead mother, basically. Yes, that's right. Denise Hepfield.
And what you really need to question is why your dress fits a 40-year-old woman.
Yeah. Her face's reaction to that was just perfect.
Your underwear is probably happy to be touching human flesh for once.
Even before that line, she said something about her underwear being really comfortable.
She's like, what brand of G-string do you use? And an angel in my cheeks.
And all I could think was, is it how it has to be like that because of the teeth? Like she has to have something nice and comfortable.
I was saying.
It was good. I actually think this is maybe one of the weaker episodes of the season. I think because it did focus so much on the plot.
It wasn't quite as fun.
Yeah, my favourite episodes tend to the one where they're in the house for the slumber party and there's just fun stuff going on. Not that there wasn't anything fun in this episode. I enjoyed it, but because the plot in a lot of ways is the least interesting part of the show.
Yeah.
Because it was so focused on that, it wasn't as I think overall as great. There was good stuff though. Obviously, I have to say the opening scene with Jamie Lee Curtis basically using her ninja skills to fight off both killers and Gigi at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
After an awesome Psycho reference, by the way, which is cool because her mother was in Psycho. I actually thought that was going to be a dream sequence. She was describing the fact that she knew how to fight, and then she was fighting all three, and I thought, she's going to wake up any minute now. That's going to be
going on?
This is a dream sequence. There's no way she's actually fighting off all... And then they just leave because they're defeated. And I'm like, did she just fight off all three killers? What the fuck?
She did, because she's Dean fucking Munch, man.
I was scared they were going to kill her right at the start, because what's the main girl's name?
Grace.
Yeah, and she says, you won't care until someone comes up behind you and puts a knife in your heart. And I was like, oh, please let her just get stabbed in the heart from behind. That just needs to happen. Just because of that. It's so literal, this show.
Yeah, I mean, we're starting to get, we're in the back half of the season now, definitely. And maybe we could actually have some of the more main cast members getting offed soon.
Possibly. I mean, well, Candle Vlogger is probably the last minor character that we could have killed.
Other than Chanel 6, maybe.
Yeah, even she feels more main though, because she actually has she has her necrophilia fetish and all the rest of it.
That's true.
Which makes me think of Chad, by the way. And Chad wasn't in much of this one, but the quick cutaway to the Night of 1,000 Compliments did crack me up.
That was gold.
Chad is hands down my favorite character on this show. Just everything he says always cracks me up. It's the way it's delivered with such honesty, sincerity, and douchebaggery is so just.
I even really like Chanel 1. Her reactions, because he would say one compliment, like, "Oh, you have a really pretty mouth." It's like, "Oh, thank you." It's like she made him say it, but then she would react all, as if, "Oh, that's such a nice thing to say." Oh. And then, then it goes to... but it'd look even better if it was, kissing my hot body. That's not a compliment, Chad!
So I guess we should get to what is probably the biggest reveal of the episode, which is about Grace's mother. This whole time it's been, oh, am I the baby in the bathtub, whatever. And I mean, they were saying it so much that it was like, of course she isn't going to be. But I wasn't expecting her mom to essentially be the Chanel of her time, So what did you guys think about that?
It was fun. Kind of worked. It was nice just to have, even if it wasn't like no one was expecting it to be that she was the baby, but just having something there.
Well, I thought that when the show started, but that was before they started talking about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I was expecting it as the reveal before they started mentioning it so often, like Alex said, and then I thought, okay, it's not going to be her now, because they're beating it over.
Be too obvious.
Yeah. Although there's two babies.
I called it. I totally called it.
You called two babies?
I did. I called a boy and a girl baby. And I'm betting that Boone is one of them.
Is that Matthew McConaughey impression guy?
No. That's
the two killers.
Phoenix.
Yeah. Do you know, by the way, see when he showed up at the end, or I don't know if it was the end, but when he showed up in the beard with the weightlifting,
that was the very end.
Yeah. I knew who it was because it just had to be that person, but I didn't remember what he looked like. Never mind with a fake beard on. Like I know who this is meant to be, but I cannot remember because we've not seen him since like episode 2.
The first episode.
Was it? Oh, even the first episode? No.
Yeah, that was. I'm pretty sure. Oh well,
it was 2 episodes in one night.
Two episodes for the premiere, so it was the end of episode 2.
Because I didn't remember what it looked like. I knew who it was just based on, okay, obviously it's the one that we...
Just context.
Yeah, context gave me it, but I couldn't actually remember what it looked like, so I thought that was... so that was that.
So I'm betting, obviously, he's one of them, and then...
The other one will be a girl who's...
It's got to be one of the girls at Kappa House. It's just, who is it?
Yeah. Who could it be?
Could be most of them still.
Yeah.
It could be.
Could be most of them.
Well, we know it's not Zayde, right? Well, because
are they brother and sister?
Babies, well, we don't know that for certain. I guess I don't know.
They could twist that.
Did we see the mom?
Like that
originally? Yeah.
Yeah, we've seen the flashback. We know he gave birth. Yeah.
She could still have a black kid though. I'm wondering with the painting that the crazy lady did, like
they were both white.
Yeah.
Were they both white? I remember seeing one of them definitely, but I don't know about the other. I'd have to rewatch or go look at it. But I'm sure.
Did you have the eye patch over the other baby?
That wouldn't make any difference. Whatever.
It was a dumb joke, Alex. Let it go.
I know. You guys have any other anything else to point out about this week's episode?
I like some of the stuff where she found out Gigi was engaged. Well, I mean, that wasn't neither here nor there. But what I liked about it is when the dad actually explained it. He's like, yeah, she just kind of went to the mall to get stuff for the apartment, and she came back with an engagement ring. And I thought it would lead to hot sex, which it did. And I just thought, that's a weird thing to tell your daughter.
Yeah, but he also said, and also those lamps. I really like those lamps.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah.
I always used to want something over there, but now it just feels homey.
Yeah. Like, we haven't talked about Chanel actually having like a moment of humanity, dare I say, when she apologizes. Because even though she was getting made to do it from, is it Denise, the security guard? Even though she was getting made to do it, she did that thing then where she like, oh, by the way, I did spit in that cup. Like,
yeah,
and it was actually, it's like, oh, that was actually humanity. Like, that was almost the redeeming
for Chanel's
quality.
Level. That was
for Chanel, that was saving like a child who was drowning. Like that was,
yeah. We also got an insight into why she's the way she is because of her mom basically crafting her to be this way.
I was disappointed nothing happened in it, but I still appreciated the flashback to her as like 10, but still dressing the way Chanel dresses.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a kid, but I'm sure she's a bitch. Like, just...
Yeah, I mean, it was very plot heavy, but I think we needed that going into these last handful of episodes so that we can get the real crazy killing going on.
Yeah. And just one last thing, when they flash back to Chanel's mum dancing at the party, and then the actor who plays her dad was still playing her dad, but he was just like had a hat on to look young. That was really cracking me up.
Why was he so terrifying in the mirror after she left the apartment?
Because they were hinting that he might be
I
a
know,
killer.
but it's like all of a sudden it was like this super terrifying moment. It's like, where did this come from?
I don't know. I didn't really read that as much. It's not like he smirked in the mirror and was like, I'm going to murder some people.
Don't know, it was pretty close.
I was just feeling bad because he was thinking about the fact that he lied to his daughter about, oh, I saw your mum was actually just like a meth addict, and yeah. That picture I painted in your head, that's just like I got that off like Martha Stewart or something like she was a bitch. She was like a crack whore. It's just
I like that bit with Chanel. She's like, my mum died in a fire, and she's like, yeah, a fiery car crash.
Yeah. Oh no, I actually just forgot the one thing I really want to talk about: the fact that Chanel brings in Scotland Yard.
Oh yeah,
like that made me laugh so much. And they're basically like, you realise we have like no jurisdiction. We're Scotland Yard. Like we're we have jurisdiction in the UK. And she's like, I don't care. Like I've paid you lots of money. You will do it.
And to be fair, they
did a good job.
Well, when they realise they're getting paid that much, like we'll be private investigators, air quotes, while we're over here.
Stop peppering your sentences with Indeed.
That was good.
Yeah. So that does it for this week's review of Scream Queens.